In the event that you have not acquainted yourself with Luka Doncic at this point, you ought to quickly. Here's the reason the Slovenian star ought to be the main pick in the 2018 NBA draft. The number 1 pick in the 2018 NBA draft was granted to the Phoenix Suns after the draft lottery. The Suns are left with a similar consuming inquiry each NBA fan is contemplating. What would it be advisable for them to do with first general determination? The two most sensible choices for the principal pick are Arizona enormous man DeAndre Ayton or Slovenian whiz-wing Luka Doncic. Both have their qualities and shortcomings as prospects, and both could, without much of a stretch, have NBA professions deserving of a number 1 pick. Be that as it may, Luka Doncic is by all accounts the unmistakable answer. It's not on account of the Suns simply employed Igor Kokoskov as their head mentor, or in light of the fact that their proprietor was at the EuroLeague Final Four to get a gander at Wonder Boy face-to-face. While Ayton is an extraordinary prospect also, here's a gander at why Doncic is the unmistakable answer. Generation at his age. All I need from b-ball fans is to understand the EuroLeague as abnormal state rivalry. In reality, it's the second best rivalry on the planet, far superior to school b-ball. Be that as it may, a great many people are negligent of what the EuroLeague even is. They believe that all global b-ball qualifies as EuroLeague b-ball, which isn't the situation by any stretch of the imagination. The EuroLeague is the most abnormal amount of global expert ball. It highlights 16 groups from Spain, Turkey, Germany, Italy, Greece, Israel, Serbia, and Russia, alongside including numerous previous NBA players like Thomas Robinson, Norris Cole, Anthony Randolph and Ray McCallum. It likewise includes previous school b-ball stars like Deshaun Thomas, Brad Wanamaker and Kevin Pangos. The EuroLeague does not contain ritzy NBA ability, but rather it outperforms school b-ball effortlessly. Luka Doncic is 19 years of age and was as of late named MVP of the EuroLeague and is the most youthful EuroLeague MVP ever. He additionally just as of late won an EuroLeague title with Real Madrid. Here's the manner by which Doncic's current EuroLeague creation analyzes to a portion of the current initially round draft determinations with EuroLeague playing knowledge. He effortlessly outperforms the generation of any first-round pick in the previous 3 NBA drafts. What Luka Doncic has achieved on such a high stage at such a youthful age is noteworthy and unbelievable. Measure playmaking capacity. The NBA amusement is advancing and developing increasingly consistently. Despite the fact that the diversion has progressed into all the more little ball lineups, late taller ball handlers and makers have had colossal achievement in the NBA amusement also. Youthful stars like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Ben Simmons have delighted in early accomplishment by how much their tallness, ball dealing with, scoring and playmaking value have made confounds for their adversaries. While Doncic isn't about a similar level competitor, he falls into the original of a wingmaker at 6'83" and can run an NBA offense easily. He's a huge and imaginative passer, presumably the second best in his class alongside Trae Young. However, you can make a contention he is the best. In any case, Doncic is a world-class level passer as a prospect and will be a quality playmaker at the following level for his colleagues. His tip-top vision out of the pick and roll is in plain view here, where he fires a cross-court go into the corner for a totally open 3. His capacity to work off ball screens is one of the numerous encouraging points in Doncic's amusement. Shooting capacity. It is elusive apart in the NBA today on the off chance that you can't shoot the ball. Doncic is extraordinary compared to other shooting prospects in the draft. He's a demonstrated shooter from the universal three-point line, which broadens more distant than the school three-point line. In EuroLeague play this season, Doncic shot 32.9% from profound on 5.2 endeavors for each amusement. While his normal isn't awesome, a portion of his shots were most likely constrained more than he needed in light of the fact that he plays in such a ball-predominant part. He has an awesome exhibit of advanced back moves that make him a deadly draw-up danger off the spill. He regularly ventures back for three when he picks up a crisscross against a major man. Be that as it may, he can pull up on watches as well, and his 6'83" tallness makes it difficult for them to challenge his shot even with quality resistance. Normally his progression backs are more efficient, moving his hips well to make a figment that he will change bearings. This progression back is a speedy, figured and great scoring move against Barcelona. It's additionally significant that he has such a fatal advance back, to the point that some person could make a 5-minute-long YouTube video exclusively included Doncic's stepbacks. Hostile part adaptability. This might be one of my undisputed top choice attributes in Doncic's amusement. Despite the fact that he has gigantic incentive as a ball-prevailing playmaker, he can be fruitful in a lower utilization, off-ball scoring part also. Doncic was constrained into this part while playing in FIBA Eurobasket in the fall of 2017 with Miami Heat elite player point watch Goran Dragic. The 1-2 punch of Doncic and Dragic drove Slovenia to an Eurobasket title. With Dragic being such a ball-predominant player, Doncic flourished in an off-ball part. This is an invigorating difference in pace to the ball-prevailing party was constrained into playing with Real Madrid this season. He's in excess of a scorer when put in an off-ball part too. Here you can see Doncic out experiencing significant change, where he gets the go from Dragic, takes one spill and quickly fires a cross-court go in the corner for an open three. His off-ball part in Eurobasket likewise enabled Doncic to grandstand a greater amount of his edge shooting capacity also. Here's Doncic thumping down a spot-up three over previous NBA player Nando de Colorado. He completes a decent activity getting the shot off rapidly and thumping it down, resolute by the challenge. Here he is blazing his capacity to shoot off development also. Doncic just flashes up from the high post territory, sets his feet and covers the three-point shot. His capacity to flourish in a low utilization part is critical to his fit with the Suns. Phoenix had Devin Booker turn into a considerably more high-use and ball-overwhelming player as the season advanced. Perhaps the absence of value point protect play constrained him into that part, or possibly the Suns consider Booker to be some individual who can flourish in a ball-overwhelming part. In any case, both having the capacity to have effective experience playing off the ball ought to make a solid adjust to take the weight off of each other. The cutting-edge NBA effectively addressed the NBA's day of work toward little ball lineups and how Doncic's size as a potential lead watcher wingmaker makes him to a great degree significant. With the present captivation of little ball lineups, it does Doncic equity, yet in addition ruins other potential number one draft determinations too. Taking a gander at the four groups in the Gathering Finals, the two best evident enormous men are Al Horford and Clint Capella. While Capella is an essential piece to the Rockets and has developed into an important player, he is exceptionally constrained in their offense. Horford is a vital piece in Boston's offense, yet has an extremely novel range of abilities. He has developed into a quality switchable safeguard on the edge since coming into the class, while creating the to his hop shot and passing. I would prefer not to tear DeAndre Ayton or Marvin Bagley 3 in light of the fact that both are as yet extraordinary prospects. Be that as it may, both battle on edge and, specifically with edge assurance, group protection and shielding in space. Those guarded parts are what make a profitable protective huge man in the present amusement. In the event that neither create in those regions, I don't know that they are so significant to winning b-ball. Both are as yet huge rebounders and scorers, yet are constrained to what they can do even obnoxiously, in any event instantly without predictable hop shooting. Regardless of whether or when both turn out to be great or serviceable shooters, despite everything they will probably not bring the protective esteem groups need out of their cutting-edge bigs. The dull speed possibility for a conceivable number one choice would be Jaren Jackson Jr. The Michigan State enormous man has every one of the makings of a fantastic cautious huge. Notwithstanding, with his low discharge and poor shooting structure, there are inquiries of whether his hop shot will interpret. He is still path more remote along in his edge diversion improvement than a player like Capella was the point at which he was drafted, yet it is difficult to extend in the event that he ever turns into a genuine danger off the spill at his position. There is a simple pathway for Jackson to wind up an immensely important and trailblazing safeguard for present-day bigs. However, will he include brilliant hostile esteem? For these reasons and vulnerability, Doncic additionally has a gigantic floor as a prospect. Groups and Suns fans ought not be terrified of Doncic on the grounds that he's an European player. On the off chance that you observe any of his amusements, you will acknowledge how much universal ball has developed. You will likewise observe why your average European generalizations don't make a difference to Doncic. In conclusion, you will likely notice that the European generalizations are to a great degree obsolete and played out. Try not to fear Luka Doncic as a future Phoenix Sun, grasp him.